Not once, puppy.
Not once.
Alrighty then. Well, we may as well jump straight in to our best of three semifinals here on 2000's atmosphere. LE, we're of course in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We of course have the blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Korea. He is the sole remaining Protoss player left in this tournament. From many to one, he is of course going to be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming DPG. That team doesn't have a in-game logo, so you know he is herO.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the South Korean Zerg player himself representing KZ Gaming. KZG, it is Solar.
And usually we attempt to be non-biased, right? But I think today, considering the circumstances, might as well be transparent. I am cheering for Solar a lot here. One, so we can get the historic PvZ finals that we almost never get, but also because he just seems to be enjoying ZVP a lot more than he used to.
Yeah,
you know, he's definitely changed up his style a lot here, thanks to new meta, and yeah, I just want to see a lot more coming out from Solar.
Yeah, it's one of those things where a lot of people scoffed at the latest patch because it was so small and so short, but it really did, in a lot of ways, fix ZVP because it was in a state that a lot of people, even Protoss players, didn't enjoy because Skytoss was so prominent, because it was so easy to get into that kind of late game army so quickly and turtle up. You know, Zest was the biggest proponent of that, and with that small patch, that was completely killed, basically. Like that kind of meta. We are in a new meta, a more active style with ground toss, with Blink Stalkers, with Twilight Councils instead. And it's a lot more dynamic and a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. Most recent update definitely felt a bit more like a hot fix instead of a, big dedicated balance patch that we're used to. But that little hot fix did fix one matchup in particular.
It did. It really did. Oh boy. And now we are here to see the master himself. I was talking about it before. The way that Nightmare was playing was inspired by herO. You know, herO has been the pioneer, the prophet of Protoss for the past, or ever since he returned from the military, basically. It took him like a month or two to get into the swing of things, but now like he has kind of cemented himself as one of the best.
Yeah. Now he is swinging.
He is swinging, mate. And we'll see what he does. You know, are we going to see another, more Blink Stalker play from him? If we do, again, we can't see any better control. We cannot see any better than herO.
Yeah, it's yeah, you used to be able to make an argument for say SOS or Harding or whatnot, but they're all in the military now. Yeah. They're gone.
I was thinking the exact same thing. As soon as I said that, in my mind popped up SOS and Parting. It's like, well, they're not here anymore, Like,
if we're talking Blink control, Patience, but for some reason he's not here.
Yes. You know what? Yeah, he is known for his Blink control. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that. Yeah, cool.
That could be correct. Oh, very nice delay here on the third base.
Yeah.
Up from Solar. I think the first time he's really been able to delay it.
Can you do it again?
Wow.
Oh my.
All right, there we go. Solar wins.
They were killed. Those two probes were killed so quickly that it counts on the left hand side. That's two probes being killed to a run by. Oh my god. So very well done there. Very nice start by Solar. Not the biggest of deals, but it does significantly delay this third base here. So gonna take a little bit longer here for herO to really get up and running. I'm sure that was very annoying to herO.
And now it's herO's turn to reciprocate the annoyance, preventing the spread of creep. So that's definitely a very big It's definitely something that will come into play later down the line, but yeah, in the meantime, Solar is looking to hit that third base once again.
Exactly, the Lings rock up, they're gonna get another perfect. Oh, you did it! Okay, just barely comes back into position, but with the full surround, the Adept is gonna go down. Meanwhile, we need that third Oracle, it just barely pops out. It will be able to clean up these Lings, but not before they get the Adept, and maybe even a Pylon.
Cool. Should be able to. Okay, well, Solar's one sacrifice. All of his defenses for the time being. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, 3 Oracles, not really able to get that many drone kills, surprisingly.
Oh, but now we have a couple of Adepts rocking up as well. I say a couple, 5 Adepts in total. They are going to shade into the main base. There were not enough Lings because the Lings were across the map, so the Lings get cleaned up, and now the mineral line is under threat.
This is a very quick reaction, though, coming up from Sola, so yeah, he's starting to lose drones, but could be a lot worse.
Oh, yeah, we see another shade into the natural base as well. Nice target fire. 8 drones in total go down.
This was the worst I was talking about. Just like that, herO able to even out the worker count, and that only favors Protoss. Oracle's back with a vengeance right now.
Yeah, exactly. They go into the main base at the same time. Another massive Ling run by here does catch a couple of these Adepts and the Stalker in the middle of the map. Nice catch here from Solar in the end. Meanwhile, ooh, it looks like herO is going to force a cancel here on the 4th base.
Or should he be? Yep, there we go.
Got another surround. he just keeps catching units. Up.
He does keep catching units, but yeah, the run bys is definitely getting less effective as time goes by.
You're not wrong, mate, but you know what? There's no shield battery. Looks like the Stalker's going to go down. Thankfully, very clutch wall there by herO is able to get it up and running. The Lings do not get into the main base, and at the same time, Oracles are now into the main.
Yeah, none of these Oracles were dealt with, and now we see the full power of 4 Oracles coming in at once.
God, the stasis traps are real. So far, only 2 drones are stasis in the end. So Solar, he's not taking too many losses here, but it is slowly adding up. Surprisingly, herO has caught up for the most part in workers. We're still even on bases. Ooh, 1 Oracle finally gets sniped.
Yeah, we'll see if that ends up having a bit of a knock-on effect. herO able to dip in just as Solar is in the middle of repositioning that Spore Crawler, and with that, he gets another 8 drones, just like that in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the Oracles even managed to escape the clutches of the main base. 8 drones, ay. Once again, evening up that worker count. At least Solar does get his 4th up and running. It will now finish up, but it took a while to really happen. There's not that much creep spread here as a result, and herO is working on his mass Blink Stalker army.
Yeah, Solar being forced to rebuild all of those workers. Yeah, it's coming back to bite him a little bit here. All things considered, his upgrades are looking pretty decent, but will he have enough units in time to deal with all of these Stalkers?
That's the question, because there is a Baneling run by here looking to hit the 3rd base. At the same time, the Stalker army does hit the 4th, and because this 4th is so late, there is no creep.
It's very difficult for Soul to be able to defend this location. The Banelings are rocking up, and they are wiping out quite a number of probes here. Soul taking a very heavy worker lead, but he sacrifices a lot of Banelings to get that.
Exactly. 8 probes go down. Not bad damage, not bad at all, but herO is getting his 4th up and running. The Stalker army is still here outside the 4th base. There is still no creep being spread, by the way, so Solar doesn't really have much of a launch pad to really deal too much damage. Bit of a Ling run by. Ooh, the stack defense is not repowered, and a couple more Stalkers, ooh, do not get caught out.
Yeah, one of them in the end does get taken out. The Oracles are back! You'll love to see it! But the Oracles do go down as well.
Oh my god, yeah, but they still get more drone damage. They pull the attention of the Queens as well. I just want to quickly point out, looking at the units lost tab, 22 drones have gone down this game to the Oracles and to the initial 5 Adepts.
Wow.
And I think the biggest thing to point out, because we've been cutting a lot of ZVP today, is the stark contrast between the Oracle control of herO and Nightmare. Like, Nightmare's Oracles, we were surprised when they got 3 drones.
Yeah. For the cost of 3 Oracles, it's yeah, definitely not worth it at all. This is kind of the double-edged sword of this opening and of this style. You really need to have impeccable control, and few Protoss players have that control. herO is definitely one of them, however.
Exactly. He does lose another couple of probes here at his 4th base. He loses the stack defense as well, but only 7 probes in total, and now herO is going for that counterattack. Do we have any Banelings left? No, we do not. We do have a lot of Lings, but again, the creep just hasn't really been spread here at the 4th base, so it's so difficult for Solar to defend and so much easier for herO to attack.
Just like so. Okay, not quite like so, but soon.
Yeah, more tumors are being cleaned up. +3 attack is on the way, by the way. We already have +2. Solar quite behind in upgrades. More creep tumors get denied.
Ay. It's really not an easy way for Solar to... Yeah, for Solar to fight in this position at all, or to even go across the map. He's building a lot of lings, and that'll definitely help, but once again, I feel like with each successive run by, Solar throws herO's way. herO's just better and better defended.
And herO just doesn't stop expanding either. He's getting a 5th base right now. At the same time, it's even faster than Solar's.
That's a bit of a nightmare situation if you want a Zerg player.
Nightmare got knocked out.
Yeah. Well, did he though?
He's back, mate. It's an Archon. herO and Nightmare working together. Meanwhile, ooh, we can see a massive Baneling run by being set up, but it gets scattered by a stray Zealot.
That's the one time pathing issues are what you want.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's the power of well, I was gonna say the power of +1, but actually I just realized herO doesn't have that yet.
It takes a lot of Banelings to kill Stalkers. It takes a lot of Banelings. So 2 Stalkers, just like Chad's, they tank every single Baneling. There is no run by. Meanwhile, a mass Baneling kind of surround is being set up, but Solar cannot dive on top of the army. There just isn't the creep for it.
Not yet, anyway. That's a run by the Zealots. Will be taking out even more drones of Solar. herO is overtaking the worker lead, the worker count, I should say, and is even on bases. I don't see an easy way for Solar to recover.
Yeah, he's really struggling to hold on to what he has and to spread any creep. Speaking of, we see more Revelations being thrown down, more creep turns being cleaned up, and we see a robo transition just in time, even faster than the Ultras, as the Ultra cabin just got thrown down.
Once again, what Nightmare was trying to do in the previous series, but yeah, wasn't quite able to achieve.
Exactly. He was just one step ahead of Solar right now. Like, Solar's the one, the Zerg player is the one struggling to keep up. Meanwhile, massive Zealot run by does get intercepted by the Ling Bane, but again, hero's pushing on forward, this time with Stasis Wards.
There are a whole lot of them, and they do get caught on actually not as many Lings as I was expecting. But here's the other one, and that is a much more massive Stasis Ward.
Yeah, so much supply caught up here for Solar. Meanwhile, Immortals are on the way. A 6th base on the way as well. He just doesn't stop expanding. Yaku. See a bit of a Baneling run by, but it doesn't get anywhere near that mineral line in the end.
So greedy right now, but he can afford to get away with his greed. Solar saw a bit of an opportunity to pounce, but by that point, too much of his army was shaved off.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a little bit too much. The Immortals reveal themselves, so now Solar has to second guess himself if he really wants to invest into Ultras, but that means he's just stuck with pure Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Tries to get a bit of surround on these Stalkers, but oh, there's Stasis Trap!
Alright, decent number of Lings do get caught up in that.
They do, and they get a couple of Immortals as well. Meanwhile, at the same time, it looks like a Baneling run by finally connected. It looks like 12 probes have gone down, so the economic situation for herO is looking a little bit more dire, but the army is looking so strong.
Yeah, finally the Immortals have been dealt with, but this is a really nice split of these Stalkers, not even needing to utilize Blink just yet. And he's fighting very deep off of creep as well.
Yeah, every single Ling Bane was cleaned up, by the way. There's only a handful of Roach Ravager. herO now is the time to push on forward. This 4th base, I feel like, is under threat. We'll see if Solar can keep it alive.
Well, it's been under threat since it came up and running, but yeah, now finally it looks like it's going to go down, potentially.
Yeah, it's looking at so close at half HP. The Ling Bane gets used up on the Zealots, not on the Stalkers. He almost gets us around here on the Immortal. Ultras are now on the way, now that the Immortals have been dealt with. But with this warping of Zealots, I feel like it may be too little too late. Oh, the hatchery, the transfuse!
Transfuse is absolutely clutch right now. Solar doing everything he can to just try to delay this as much as possible. While all of this was going on, he did get a 6th base. That's one Ultralist going for a run by here. That's
I like it. I like it. At the same time, we have a Zealot run by though, getting into the main bases. The Stalkers are pushing in towards the 4th base as well. Solar is being pulled apart right now. I like that the Ultra was going for harassment because I don't think it was going to do much as a part of the main army, but the main army is almost non-existent.
Yeah, it's completely non-existent now.
Oh. Exactly. Meanwhile, the Zealots were cleaned up. They didn't get into a mineral line. They weren't able to really overwhelm much at all. Meanwhile, this Stalker run by isn't going to find too much damage either. Solar, he is holding on.
It's going to find an Ultra. Yeah, but Solar does turn around. And yeah, he is holding on. He is slowly recovering. But this mass warping, though, I mean, it's not going to be easy for Solar to be able to defend against this.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be able to deal with this with the Lings. At the same time, he tries to push in with his Stalker Immortal. Oh, God, again, he's been fighting so hard to get a kill on this hatchery, but he just can't get it. The Ultra goes down immediately.
It's the power of Immortals.
Power of the Immortals.
Underestimate them.
Yeah, but mate, Solar, he holds on to his bases. You know, he gets another base towards the top left up and running. He's looking to expand even further here. Like, Solar, he's holding on.
Solar actually come back from this?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Slowly but surely, yeah. He's been able to equalize the worker count. He's dealt a lot of economic damage to herO earlier on. That, you know, herO just didn't really feel like rebuilding.
Hey.
That was a very efficient trade, however, and that honestly a bit of a wastage of Banelings.
Exactly. It looks like the Lings are going to be able to clean up every single Immortal, so a very nice trade here by Solar. But Zealots get into the main base. They get a full surround on the Ultra as well. These Zealots are going unhindered. And I believe this hatchery, is it going to go down? Can he get it? Can he get it? No, he cannot. Oh.
How?
How?
It's not even a transfuse here.
Oh my God.
And it's still mining.
It's still mining. Oh God, it looks like Solar's finally relieved all that pressure, but Rick Sens loses another one of these Ultras. This base still looking quite vulnerable, but we actually have a little bit of creep now. So, you know, it's still difficult for herO to push in. Oh God.
For the time being, the mass warping of Zealots towards the north, and finally, the hatchery goes down!
Yeah, the hatchery goes down. herO has finally broken on through. And this means that now he can start focusing on the top left. That's why the Zealots are now here. The Ultras are a little bit preoccupied trying to chase all of this down. And herO is rotating over. Yo, I see 3 Ultras right for the picking.
That is exactly what these 4 Immortals want to see.
Yeah, he is coming on over. herO now rotating over to the left-hand side. At the same time, Baneling run by is going to connect. Is going to get into the mineral line.
Quite a number of probes got taken out.
There's more Banes where that came from, so nicely done. Solar really crippling the economy here of herO towards the bottom right, but in comes that main army. A lot of Ultras, also a lot of Immortals.
Yeah, it's all about the zoning potential right now, and Solar has not been able to zone the Immortals away from the Ultralists. They're getting a lot of damage done, but without Guardian Shell, they started to take a lot of damage. Has Solar actually done it?
Man.
He's taken out 19 probes behind all of this. herO still has a bank to work with right now, but Solar, he's eclipsing the army supply.
Yeah, what's important is that herO doesn't have a gas bank. He doesn't have his gases here at his 3rd. He doesn't have his gases at his 4th, not at his 5th or his 6th. He is running out of steam. I am shocked by how little gas herO is trying to work with. And Solar, he's doing it. He's holding on, puppy. He's holding on.
Holding on, counterattacking, and he is being drawn back a little bit, but
Recall.
yeah, I'm really surprised about this. Very nice pickoff here for herO before recalling right at the end there. Unfortunately, he recalls into a bunch of Banelings. Oh man. That's just salt in the wound right there. But at the very least, he is able to take out that Ultra Cavern. There's no recall available right now, so yeah, that one warp prism and 2 Immortals are stuck on the other side of the map for so long. This frees up Solar to go across the map right now with every single one of his Lings.
That's exactly what he does. He goes for a massive Ling round by, but it looks like a warping of Zealots are going to be here just in time to clean this up. More probes are falling though, and herO cannot afford to lose these workers. Ooh. In the end, he will be able to hold on to his base, and now both players can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief.
Potentially, but there's 0 gas mining right now for herO.
Yeah, oh my God. Quickly, I didn't want to look, but he has 0 gas income here at the natural, 0 gas in the main. He actually has 0 gas income.
Literally.
Take your gases here. Take your gases. Ah.
But then how would he warp in Stalkers?
These are literally the last wave of Stalkers that he can warp in. 7 Stalkers. That is it. That is all he has.
And they're about to go down.
Wow, they are going to go down. Their last remaining ultras are going to break on through. Solar has done it. He weathered the storm. He weathered the nightmare. It was close. herO was looking so good early on, dealing so much damage. He was defending his bases as well. But again, he's run out of gas, literally.
And figuratively. Sort of petrol and Vespine.
Gas prices, they're just too damn high.
Vespa, yeah. GG is called, and what a comeback here from Solar. He takes the first game after honestly being manhandled a little bit by herO in the early game.
Yo, I was shocked by how well herO was doing in the early to mid game. Like his Oracle control, his adepts, his pushes as well, his Kryptonite, he was looking on fire. But at some point there was no more oxygen, and the fire kind of, you know, it smoldered a little bit, you know, like it just didn't have enough sustain to keep on going. I think a lot of it did come down to the fact that Solar at some point expanded, took a 5th and 6th towards the left hand side, and herO didn't really notice, and he didn't really stop any of that from happening.
Yeah, and because of that, even though, yeah, and on top of that, you know, a lot of damage was being dealt to the southern 5th base. But it didn't die, and none of the drones went down either, so throughout the entire time, he was still mining from that base on top of the other bases that he was getting, and yeah, with that, he was able to slowly but surely creep back into the game and take the W in game number 1. We could have a TvZ finals.
We really could, mate. We really could. Oh god, we'll see how things go here. Our Zerg hope is up in this series. But I guess we should say this is also the Protoss hope.
Yeah, at this point, rip Zest, as we continue our series on Hotwire LE, where of course in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player coming out from the land of Korea. He is known by many as the Smiling Assassin, but not when he wears a mask, and he's just, you know, the assassin. He is herO.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the South Korean Zerg player himself. He is red, representing KaiZ Gaming, KZG. It is Solar.
He's doing so well in this matchup, man. I didn't. You told me a year ago that I'd be very impressed with Solar's ZVP. I would say, oh, has he been able to take maps?
Yeah, you laugh in my face, mate. You know? Like, what world are you living in, mate? This is in 2016. But yeah, like
he's married now, you know?
Yeah, he's married, you know, he's got a house, he's maybe thinking about kids, and he is out here crushing. Yeah, he's crushing face with his ZVP. That was very close though. I think we should say that. It's not like Solar came out with his ZVP and like dominated herO. Nah, mate, that was very back and forth, very clutch.
And yeah, honestly, for the most part in that game, herO was the one dominating. He was controlling the pace of the game throughout the entire time. Solar couldn't really do anything but defend. Even his initial couple of counterattacks and run-bys, it didn't do as much as I think it could have. He traded a little bit inefficiently. But on the flip side of that coin, all Solar had to do was defend, and he defended, mate.
He did, mate. He defended well. And I'm pretty sure that not taking your gases was intentional by herO. Like with that style of play,
it definitely was.
Yeah, the way that you're able to sustain your army is the fact that you just don't lose your stalkers. You're meant to always fight off of creep. You know, you have your blink micro, you have your stasis traps if you need them, you have your oracles to clean up lings. You're designed. The point of that style is to keep them alive from the very beginning of the game, and he did for a long time. But once they started dying, the fact that he had 0 gas income, just that was just the end for you. That was it.
It very much was. Charge lots are good, but not if you don't have a good base of stalkers.
Exactly.
It's like a salad.
It is. And you know what? I almost want to say that maybe Nightmare helped out Solar a little bit by warming him up because, again, very similar styles. Obviously, herO does feel like much more than a level up from Nightmare. But yeah, Solar was for the most part ready for it. And we'll see what happens here in game 2. We'll see if we get another game just like that, more of the same.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do. And I wouldn't be surprised if, more of the same is what takes us to the ace match here. Again, herO's looking fantastic in game number 1. It's just a couple of mistakes here and there that if he tightens up, he should be able to take the W.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to an ace match. I think we can both agree on that. And I think we both won an ace match.
Yeah. Anything to see more of this ZVP in the new meta.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful, mate. It's beautiful. Oh, meanwhile, the first Oracle of herO gets across the map, is able to get a couple of drone kills. Meanwhile, important to take note is that this time Solar was not active at all with Lings. herO was able to get his third base up and running just when he wanted to.
And we'll see if this ends up having a bit of a knock-on effect as the rest of the game continues.
Oh my god.
Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, 3 more drones go down to this one Oracle. Oh god, barely escaping with his life. Meanwhile, Solar goes across the map with his Ling, does confirm that the third base has been thrown down, but again, he doesn't have any Lings to punish this, to deny this, to do anything to the third. Up.
Yep. Oracle slipping back in, trying to see what they can get done, and a massive stasis ward here. Actually getting fewer drones than I thought they would, but still 6 drones getting caught in the stasis ward. Dips into the mining income, the mineral income by quite a bit.
It really does. Meanwhile, True Adepts are looking to try and slip on in as well. Solar, his attention being pulled apart a little bit here because of all this Oracle harass. They will shade into that main, but they get surrounded before they get into that mineral line.
And it will get taken out.
Nicely done there by Solar, not losing too many workers, all things considered. He has lost 6 in total, which isn't ideal, but it could be a lot worse. It was a lot worse in the last game.
Yeah. And yeah, obviously, both players being slightly more passive in game number 2, and it's helping out their economies. Who benefits more from this, however, is what I'd like to know.
Ooh, exactly, because both players have kind of gotten here in better positions. Of course, herO once again is going into +1 and Blink Stalker. Interesting move here by Solar. We see a Drop-a-Lord on the way.
They lift up the Lings? Unless he turns them into Banelings?
Yeah, he could. We'll see what the plan is there. Meanwhile, Station Trap gets thrown down, doesn't get any damage here in the main base, but it does at the third.
Very nicely done. Once again.
Mate, we were talking about how, maybe last game herO was getting Nightmare's help. I feel like this game, he's getting his military bros help, mate. Stats coming in strong with the stasis wards. Let's go.
Yeah, that's gonna, ideally anyway, for herO have a bit of a knock-on effect, but it's not quite the same as, killing the drones outright. Solar hasn't really had to worry too much about rebuilding those units and taking up his larva. Instead, he just needs to wait a little bit and, work with mining a little bit more inefficiently than he'd like to.
Meanwhile, the Lings do get into the main base, but they're not going to be finding too much damage here whatsoever. They do target down one of these probes. They get 2. They get 2 in total. Oh, 3.
Ooh. 3.
Not bad.
For 8 Lings? Yeah.
Not too bad. Not bad.
He gets a full scout as well.
He gets a full scout. Meanwhile, this is what I was waiting for. We have a proxy gateway in the middle of the map to reinforce herO. He now has +1. He's got his Blink Stalkers. He's been relatively passive this game, but now that passiveness is going to be coming to an end here as he is pushing out, looking to hit the 4th of Solar.
Like so. Just need to be very, very careful. Blink has finished up, but still doesn't have charge just yet.
Ooh, exactly. The sentries get taken down, so no more force fields available here for herO, but the Lings were cleaned up as well, so there's no buffer for the Roach Ravager, so yeah, Solar has to be a little bit careful. The Oracles are on the way as well to help support the army. Their Ling run-by was cleaned up.
But it stasis wards of pulsar beams. These oracles are going to get some value, but it is still going to be a revelation just to clear up some creep.
Exactly, he's trying to push on forward here. He's not really finding too much success with the Ling reinforcements. It looks like Solar is going to be able to force this back for the time being, and also setting himself up for a Baneling run-by.
He just loves doing this, doesn't he? And I can't say I blame him. I love him too.
Yeah. I mean, they've really been like kind of saving Solar in a lot of aspects, in a lot of ways. Meanwhile, in comes the Chargers. There are no defensive Banelings.
Yeah, all the Banelings are across the map right now, and it's so difficult to kite against Charge Lot specifically. herO dipping deep into this side of the map.
Exactly, and is it going to be worth it in the end? Another stasis ward goes off. Meanwhile, we do have a bit of a Baneling walled by here. No reaction by herO, so probes are going to be going down, but does that matter because herO wants to end the game. He wants to kill.
So very much on the back foot right now. How good are the transfuses? Not good enough. How good are the reinforcements?
The reinforcements are on the way, but the queens are falling left and right. It looks like there are barely enough roaches. Somehow, someway, the fourth survives.
Wow.
Does it?
Does it?
Ah! It's so
looks
close.
like it may not.
It's so close. A couple more volleys is all you need. The boys are being forced, but we have a reinforcement wave of Zealots. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 2.
Tightening up his play so well and delivers us the ace match that we wanted to see.
Oh my god, GG. A little bit of a difference there. We saw that herO was a lot more cool, calm, and collected. He was just chilling at home, working towards that massive push, and we saw a big mistake there by Solar. I think a bit of an unintentional mistake, not having Banelings with his main army. Meant that the Zealots got more than they really should have.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an unintentional mistake there for Solar. He was planning to go for the run-by all along, but yeah, wasn't able to scout the forces coming his way. I'm sure if he did, then he would have turned around with his Banelings, but by that point it was too late. I
mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure he assumed that it was just going to be Blink Stalkers and Oracles. Like, he didn't know that a Zealot wave of reinforcements was coming in. So he didn't know that he had to have Banelings ready. And unfortunately, by the time that he saw them, it was a little bit too late. He was morphing Banelings in the face of herO. They were not going to finish up, and herO, with that timing attack, was able to take the win and take it to the ace match.
And we are having our ace match on Leningrad of all maps, so yeah, this is gonna be a spicy one as we conclude our series, our final semifinales of the evening here on Leningrad LE, where of course in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner, we have our red Protoss player coming out from the land of Korea. He's gonna be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming DPG. He is herO.
And
match real quick.
all good. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the South Korean Zerg player himself, one of the best Zergs in the entire world, representing KZ Gaming, KZG. It is Solar. And here we are in the ace match. I know we have a lot of Zerg fans in the chat, also a lot of Protoss fans, and we were talking about this earlier as Yaku does go to the bathroom. We both wanted an ace match between these two players. These are some of the best players in the world, and god, this series is everything that we would have hoped for, everything that we would have wanted, and I'm surprised that the ace match is going to be on Berlingrad of all maps. A map that historically is Zerg favored, specifically because this third base here, or both third bases, can be really difficult to hold on to, especially as a Protoss player, especially against these Zerg timing attacks. But it's important to bear in mind that for the most part, herO has been the aggressor. Oh my god. Meanwhile, massive shout out to Lord Loken in the chat. Thank you so much, Papa Loken. Thank you so much. Less than 3. It's been a while since we've seen you, but thank you for gifting 10 subs to the channel. Papa Loken, always there to support the Ducklings. I know we've been really busy with DreamHack recently, and we haven't been casting on this channel too much because of DreamHack, but it's great to be back, and it's great to see the support. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
Yeah, Lord Loken just gifted 20 subs.
Aww.
Yeah.
Art Lord Loken, that was one of them.
Less than 3, Papa Loken. Less than
Less
3.
than 3s.
Oh my god. I hope everyone enjoys those.
Finally, fanfare.
Yeah, I hope everyone enjoys the subs. Hope everyone enjoys the emotes as well as the replay packs that we do provide to our subscribers. And yeah, all the support that we get here on Twitch does go towards the tournaments that we run and also the players that we sign as a part of the CranKy Ducklings Pro team.
Eventually, we're going to be able to expand.
You're like,
and have a land.
I thought and maybe we can sign Classic.
We almost did. But then I got outbid.
Shaking my head, Yaku. Shaking my head.
No, I was going to say eventually we're going to be able to have an offline finals of Sparkling Tuna.
One day, mate. One day. Meanwhile, here we go. We are getting into game number 2, and so far openers are looking pretty standard. But yeah, I think what I was gonna say as well. Now that you're back, Yaku, and I didn't see it until I was watching the stream, the replay basically, is that fun fact: Solar in that last game, he droned up to 83. He was being so greedy with his workers, droning all the way up, and that also impacted the size of his army and you know, whether or not he was ready for that big push.
Yeah, that's definitely a risk that he was taking on Heartwire. Again, I want to say that if he did have the Banelings in position, then maybe he could have gotten away with the greed, but yeah, in the end, it did not work out for him whatsoever.
Oh boy, exactly. We'll see. We'll see. As the fun fact, the subscription notifications are still going on, by the way.
I love to see it. Or hear it, I suppose.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Papa. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, again, once again, we have an Oracle opener here from herO. He does dive in between the bases. So far, hasn't gotten too much damage done whatsoever, but forces a little bit of lost mine time. And there we go. Finally, he dives in and he gets 3-4 drone kills
without losing a single Oracle. Maybe able to get more. The Adepts do rock in, and they do target fire very, very well. 8, 9 even drones is gonna be about what herO can get away with right now, but still massive damage.
Yeah, and all those Adepts did force out a couple of links. So Solar is going across the map. Can he get much done with 3 Stalkers and with Oracles back at home? This third base should be perfectly safe and surround. He kind of tries to get us around, but ooh, the positioning there by herO reduces the surface area, and herO holds. Up! No!
But the wall is not a wall! A couple of quick defensive warp-ins get thrown down in the natural base, but not so much in the main. Oracle still has a little bit of energy, and that is going to be just enough for herO to get rid of all of these links. Not before Solar gets a full scout, though.
Yeah, I think what's important is that Solar didn't get a single probe kill, which is great defense here by herO. But, you know, a little bit of havoc was caused that was a little bit unnecessary. herO Funada him in this wall because the wall was not a wall.
Almost was.
Almost.
But it wasn't.
Meanwhile, now with that, herO can now focus across the map. He still has his triple Oracle. He's kept everything alive. And oh my god, he's going to get more drone kills.
Yeah, one Oracle finally goes down, but an Oracle has more than paid for itself. We do have a fresh Oracle still wreaking havoc here in the mineral line.
And in the end, Yaku, I'd like to direct you to the units lost tab because 15 drones have gone down.
I do not want to look at the units lost tab.
herO has lost a single Oracle for this. He has been so efficient with his harassment.
He absolutely has. This is kind of herO's bread and butter here. Yeah, being able to harass his opponents into submission, pretty much.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's been insane. Solar has done a great job at re-droning, and because of that, he has been able to keep up with the worker count of herO. But as a Zerg player, you don't want to keep up. You want to be ahead, and that just isn't happening. And now herO is looking to push out across the map with a bit of a timing here. Blink and +1 is going to finish up in a couple of seconds.
That's about the perfect timing here for herO, especially on Berlingrad. Takes about the same amount of time to get reinforcements, but yeah, herO will just be able to reinforce his army a lot quicker.
What's important is that with that revelation, he also cleans up all the creep here on the left-hand side. He's going to be rotating around. He's also restarted Oracle production, so now again, Stalker Oracle is the name of the game here for herO.
And it's working out really well for him. Hasn't lost a single stalker just yet.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice control behind this. herO is expanding, taking a 4th base. Meanwhile, he's trying to dive on creep. Target fires 2 of the Ravagers.
Wow. That's gonna make it. That's gonna make zoning a lot more difficult for Solar here. One less thing that herO has to really worry about, especially if he decides to switch in sentries a little bit.
Yeah, and he's just, oh my god, almost gets another Oracle there. Transfuse will keep it alive. But again, like, the way that he's been able to rotate around, the way that he's able to keep that creep receded has been insane. Meanwhile, a bit of a Ling run by. Ooh, a little bit mispositioned there with the Stalker, but we should see a Warpin back at home. Yeah.
But it is a Warpin back at home. Which actually means that it's already halfway across the map. We're on Berlingrad.
It's Berlingrad, mate. Let's go. It did kind of give Solar a little bit of breathing room to respread all that creep, because herO had to send everything back home to defend. Meanwhile, Bailing Runby is being set up towards the 4th base, and maybe some damage can be done here. The main army, though, is looking pretty terrifying.
That's a lot of stalkers.
It's 27 Stalkers. Oh god!
They're all going to be controlled really, really well, because of course, you know, this is herO. Banelings crash into a pylon, a cannon, and a shield battery, but hasn't taken out any probes or any stalkers. herO starting to really overwhelm the rest of the rest of Solar's army right now.
Yeah, the rest of the Stalkers are here. Those Banelings did nothing across the map. The Lingbane even gets caught out here by a stasis trap. Maybe not the best stasis trap, but Solar once again setting up for a Baneling run by. I love that he's deterred, that he keeps trying to get these going, and if they do get into a mineral line, it will be worth it. The problem is that so far, they haven't.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like that Solar has been undeterred with his run-by so far, as, yeah, that one gets picked off once again. I really think it would just be better for him to have more defenses up and running, right? Instead of constantly going for these run-bys.
Well, the unfortunate reality is that the run-bys just haven't been doing anything, you know? Like, against a lesser player, I'm sure workers would have been falling left and right. But against herO, like, his defenses are just too good.
Yeah, the same cannot really be said for Solar, unfortunately. He himself does have too many stack defenses up and running. There's surround on top of a lot of the stalkers, but in the end, that base will go down.
Oh, it will. Meanwhile, we have a bit of a Zealorama here at the fresh 4th base. It will run into Banelings and Roaches, so it's not going to deal too much damage. At the same time, another Baneling run by. This one, no! The misclick by Solar!
Yeah, that's definitely something that's going to haunt him for quite some time. I want to point out that herO's actually the first player to max out.
No! herO with a massive supply lead right now. That was 100% mistake. Finally, a Baneling run-by would have gotten into the mineral line, but instead of being shift-clicked into that mineral line, it was right-clicked on top of the base. Instead, it only deals shield damage. Solar up against the wall right now.
And he is fighting his darndest to fight back. He does get that 4th base cancelled once again, and honestly, from this point, with looking at how absolutely on point the control of herO is, I really don't see a way for Solar to come back from this. He has killed all of these queens. He is diving and blinking straight into the natural base. Exactly.
The Zealot Ramais are pulling Solar apart right now. He just doesn't have the supply to defend at 2 places at once. He's trying desperately so. It looks like he may be able... Nah, the Zealots, they just overwhelm all the Roaches here towards the north. He's losing on both fronts, mate.
Power +2, baby!
Mate, +3 is on the way as well. The Oracles come in. The Banelings do crash into those Zealots in the end. And the Stalkers are getting a little bit surrounded, so Solar is fighting back, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called.
herO will take that series 2-1, proving why he is the #1 Protoss player in the world. Very, very, very well done here by herO. We won't be getting that TvZ finals, but I think this is going to be just about as hype as it could be. Solar definitely displayed a very updated style of play today.
He definitely did. Like, he looked really good here against herO. I can't say the same for the final map. I do think a lot of this is because it is Berlingrad. You were pointing it out as it was happening. herO was warping in defensively at home to defend against the Banelings, and it took him a couple of seconds for those defensive units to be offensive units and to meet up with the main army. And because that herO had so much momentum going his way, he was cleaning up so much of the creep, so Solar never had any vision. He never got to see where the army was, where he was attacking at, whether it was towards the north, the south, left, the right. He had no idea, and herO just slowly suffocated Solar. That was, as you were saying, a beautiful display of PvZ by herO.
Without a doubt. Made a couple of mistakes in game number 1, but after that, once he was able to recognize them, make sure that he didn't make them again if he was doing the same thing, or adjust his play a little bit so he was never in a position to make that mistake. Like you were saying, that was bellissimo.
Bellissimo, papi, bellissimo.
Bellissimo.
And speaking of bellissimo, I want to give a bit of a shout out because we have a new copy pasta in the chat. Sando has made it just for Papa Loken, which I think is very fitting today because of all the gifted subs. Lord Loken.
I'll see your uncle and your brother.
What?
That's what it says.
Lord Loken is the wise benefactor of all SC2 who frequently wields his gift sub button. He is Lloyd's uncle and brother to the CranKy Ducklings.
The family tree is getting complicated.
Because of his generosity, Lord Loken will live for over 1,000 years in Twitch lore.
It's true. He's also the adoptive father of Mio Micah and Kugo Joey.
He is. As you were saying, I don't know how uncle and brother are both a part of that. Don't know how that works, but thank you for that copy pasta. It's good.
Yeah.